They say war is the mother of invention. Because of that, we're left with many of the things of all time. Today I'm talking about the vomit gun. Yes, that was sort of a thing. More of a thought than a thing, but you get what I mean. We live in a world full of non-lethal options. Tasers, flashbangs, rubber bullets, gas. But if you want something crazier that's going to incapacitate without killing, and also turns your insides into a roller coaster, enter the vomit gun. Back in the early 2000s, agencies were asking, how do we stop somebody without actually killing them? Along comes the LED incapacitator, a design shaped like a flashlight, designed to emit rapid, pulsating strobes of light that would overload the brain vessels and vestibular systems. That caused disorientation, nausea, and sometimes vomiting. Like many things in the military, this thing had many different names. The vomit gun, the puke ray, the sick stick. The idea was basically instead of bullets, you just wave your lightsaber type thing around, and it would cause the suspect to just go, you know what, I think I'm gonna sit this one out. Which sounds great in theory, but in reality, that's not how it worked. So here's a tech breakdown. Don't try this at home. The LED incapacitator uses an array of different LED lights that are red, green, and blue, and they're all arranged behind a series of lenses. A flash pattern controller changes the color, pulse rate, and spatial scan. There was possibly a rangefinder on them, or an intensity govern to change the distance, how far the light gets thrown. The idea is basically beam this at someone's eyes and see what happens. The claimed effects that it had were temporary blindness, confusion, nausea, and even vomiting. The device was pitched to the US Department of Homeland Security for border agents and law enforcement. Weird that it never made it to the military, but whatever, I guess. But here's the weird thing. The maker of this thing even told them, I don't think it's actually going to make anybody sick. So the real world reliability is kind of questionable.
You're lying!
And the countermeasures to it, pretty simple. Look away, wear sunglasses, don't look at it. The size of this thing was not pocketable. It wasn't like a flashlight you could just throw in your pocket. The 2007 prototype measured 15 inches by 4 inches. So definitely not going in anybody's pockets. It might go in a backpack. The pattern designs, they had to vary frequently so that the brain couldn't adapt to the changing light situations. Lots of variables could render this thing completely useless. You could be at the wrong angle because you have to be beamed directly at someone's eyes, not coming in from the side. If somebody's wearing sunglasses, it literally just makes this thing completely useless. A street light could render this thing completely useless. A street light would change this to just a small flashlight. Apparently, the inventor of this thing had never heard of epilepsy because the wrong person getting hit by this kind of light could go from, yeah, it might kind of make you sick, to they're going to the morgue. The Department of Homeland Security awarded contracts to companies like Intelligent Optical Systems to develop the LED incapacitator. Yeah, the Department of Homeland Security saw this thing and said, let's give that a shot. Research labs at universities tested different patterns. Hackmakers built DIY versions. In 2009, hackers built a $250 puke ray prototype to show the idea is cheap. Don't try this at home. Though there was some interest in this thing, it never really became a thing. It didn't replace the taser, obviously, and we all know how effective tasers are. The media didn't do a very good job covering this. They called it the puke saber. A Wired article said that targeting someone's eyes could be really bad for you. No shit. So you've got a gadget meant to incapacitate you by making you sick, but it only works under exact perfect situations. And even then, it might just temporarily blind you, which a powerful flashlight could do the same thing. It's like the world's most polite weapon saying, hey, could you maybe not fight me for 5 minutes? Although the technology didn't flood the battlefields or change the way policing is done, the technology behind it did influence plenty of others. The Dazer laser, being one of them, was a handheld laser dazzler weapon with reported nausea effects. Large searchlight based strobe systems mounted on vehicles and drones for area denial. Other directed energy crowd control systems, such as the active denial system, which is heat based rather than nausea based, show how the vomit gun fit into a broader category of non lethal weapons. If you like seeing the weird, strangest weapon ideas that have been thought out through history, hit like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know. Would you rather face the vomit gun or a water balloon grenade? I'll see you in the next episode.